Assalamu alaikum. My name is Amina Ahmed and I'm going to be your facilitator in NHC summer class. I'm going to be taking craft. Join me, please be patient and we're going to have fun, inshallah. My love for craft has always been right from primary school and alhamdulillah, I'm still into it and now I'm teaching crafts. I'm sure we all have our stories. If we're in a live class, we'd have had opportunity to talk about this. What will we do in this class? We're going to talk, we're going to think and listen, okay? Because you have to listen to what I have to say, and then I also have to listen to what you have to say so that our class will be nice and engaging. We're going to try ideas and we're going to share experiences. We're going to ask questions. It's okay to ask questions. Yes, please. I even love students asking questions. Please, even if we're not in a live class, send me messages via my WhatsApp number and I'll answer whatever question you may have. Make sure you write and you draw, especially in a live class when we are talking. Even right now, get your notebook and jot. You can also contact me, as I already mentioned. Contact me directly. I'm very fine with that. Now, there are some expectations, especially when we come to live class, that I will need to see as a student of this class. Number one, please and please and please make sure you're punctual. If there's a reason why you're not being in class, please send me a message way ahead of time. And inshallah, it will take about, we're going to end our class because it's a summer class and there are ranges of classes. Our class will end 5 minutes before the time for you to go to the next class. Please, in case I forget, I'm carried away, please feel free to remind me, Sister Amina. It's 5 minutes to our next class. Please, can we stop now? Okay, please be attentive during the classes, be polite. If you want to ask something, you can just say, please, ma, simply raise up your hand. We all know what it means to be polite. When you want to send a message, be polite. If you want to talk to each other in the class, make sure you're polite as well. Politeness goes a long way, and I'm going to be expecting that in our class. Please, 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 I'll be sending you links to YouTube videos that I have created. So my hope is you're going to go home, take the assignment and you're going to do it. Remember, this class is not let's write, let's jot down. No, you have to do. Then you keep your notes tidy. It's very important. Then when we're in class, make sure your cameras and your mics are on. I'm going to be telling you sometimes to switch off your cameras, and there are times I'll be instructing you to, put on your cameras. Then you have to stay quiet. Then make sure you're facing the light. Even if you don't have ring glasses, it's fine. Just face the window. It's fine. Then make sure you're appropriately dressed, please. There are a list of supplies you're going to need in my class. You're going to need paper. There are different types of paper. We're going to go into that later. You're going to need ruler, glue, scissors, ribbon. It's satin ribbon. You can come with 3 colors, but even if you can't get 3 colors, it's fine. 1 color is fine. But when you have 3 colors, it makes your work outstanding and more presentable. You need a file punch. You need flat back pearls. That one is not compulsory. Straw board or empty cereal boxes. We're going to be talking about some hacks in this class, inshallah. You need thread, scoring tool. Don't worry, even if you can't get a scoring tool, this is a craft class. We're going to come up with some things we can use if we don't have scoring tool. Then jotter and pen, inshallah. For the 4 weeks, hopefully, we're going to cover introduction to paper crafting. We're going to be making gift bags, treat boxes, and paper frames. And if time permits, all do your assignments on time. Then, in short, we're going to do lots more. Now, as I said, the first week, introduction to paper craft, we're going to cover things like what are the terms I'm going to be used mostly. In my videos, you hear me say some things like score your paper or burnish, things like that. We're going to discuss it in our first week. The materials you're going to need, I've already mentioned that. Hats, we're going to discuss that as well. And we're going to make embellishments in this first week. Now, things we're going to make, these are samples of embellishment. There are various types of embellishment. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you what embellishments are as we go into the common terms. But let's see, in the first week, what are we going to discuss? What are we going to make? We're going to make tassel, paper bow, paper rosette, and tags. Now, this is a sample of tassel. That's this hairy thing on the treat bag and on the bookmark. This is a sample of paper bowl. You can use it to decorate anything you want. You can use it to decorate your gift bags, in short, the lists are endless. It's all up to you. paper rosette. A lot of you might know it as paper fan. You can use it to do so many things as well. Backdrops, you can put it on even your gift box that you want to give to someone. You can use it as photo props. This is a sample of tag. Tag also can be used to attach, like if you see in this picture, the box, I attach tags. It also makes your box look presentable when you want to gift it to anyone, a loved one, or for party like this one. Boxes made for orphan kids in Mina. Okay, so common terms I'm going to be discussing. We're going to about measurements, score. Remember I said it earlier. Embellishments, notch, crease, sentiments. Don't worry, we'll go into, I'll explain what all those are. They are very simple. In this class, I'm going to be giving you measurements, or whatever we're going to be making is going to be, I'm going to be talking more on inches. Feel free to convert to centimeter if you want, if that will make you more comfortable. But measurements, I usually work with inches. And once in a while when I can convert the measurements into centimeters and put up on in the description of our YouTube video, inshallah. And another thing you need to know is you need to know your ruler. You need to know your ruler better. It's very, very important in this class because there are small measurements that you need to know. You know those marks in between your rulers. They all have numbers and they mean something. So you need to go and know what they are. For example, from 0 to 1, there are about 16 marks there. The first mark is 1, the second mark is 2, the third mark is 3, the fourth mark is 4. Now, if you look at that's because it was reduced to the lowest common factor. If you have 2 over 16, because the marks are 16, when you reduce that, 2 over 16, 2 goes into 1, then 2 goes in 16, 8. So that's why it's 1 over 8. Even those numbers you're having, just whole number 1, 3, 5, they are actually 1 over 16. So sometimes I can give you a measurement. Give me a measurement of 5/1/8 inches. It means you're going to make 1, you give me 1, then you add 1/8 of an inch to the measurement. If I say give me 2.5 inches, you know what 2.5 inches is. So I can say sometimes give me 2.75 inches. So it means you measure 2, then you add 3/4 to it. In case you don't understand this part, please feel free to send me a message. I'm going to go into scoring. What does it mean to score paper? It just simply means leaving a mark on your paper. Now, what it does is it enables you when you come to fold your paper, it makes it easier for you to fold your paper, number one. That's the advantage of scoring your paper. And there are some paper that crack. Some paper crack a lot. So you don't want your presentation or your project to look a bit shaggy. So that's why it's important to score. Sometimes even after scoring, you might get crack on your paper, but it looks better and is not so bad off even if you have a crack. It's important to score your paper. List of supplies to bring to class or that you need. I talked about scoring tool. A number of us might not know scoring tool, and we might know, or we might have the opportunity of having scoring tools at home. But if you don't have, my dear, don't worry. What are the tools I use in scoring? You can use a bone folder. That's what they call it. It's one of the tools used for scoring. You have stylus. It's not the stylus for your gadgets. No, not that one. Then you have scoring board. The board has numbers, just like your ruler. So if you need to score, you just put your paper against the scoring board and you just score. You don't need to do measurement with your ruler. You don't need to measure with your ruler. As I said, what are the hacks we can use? I'm sure there are things we have around the house. You have your ruler. You can use your ruler to score. You can use the empty tip of your pen. You can use that one to score. You can use the blunt side of your table knife or butter knife. You can use the back of your scissors, the blunt side. Even the cover of your pen, you can use it to score as well. As long as you're leaving a neat mark. And for starter, you can decide to, if for example, you need to score at a certain measurement or inches, you can use pencil to draw your line lightly. Then you can now score to guide you and make your line straight. Here's a bigger view of the scoring tool. we're going to move to embellishments. What are embellishments? Embellishments are just simply those little details. Remember the tags and the tassels we're going to make? They are known as embellishments, and they are just a decorative thing that you make it makes your box or your whatever you're presenting look much more better, as opposed to you're just giving a plain box. But when you attach it with embellishments, it makes it look like, for example, that rosette I told you about, you can use it as an embellishment. Even your flat back pearls, your bow, ribbon, you can attach it and they become your embellishment. So it's simple. Don't say notch. It means you're going to cut your paper at an angle at the edge. If I say notch a corner or notch a flap or a tab, then it means you're going to cut. For example, you're making a box. If you want this inner flap, because you're going to fold this to this place to form that square, to form the main box. You don't want this flap. If it's equal, if you don't notch it, it's going to appear here after folding. So that's why it's important you notch. So notch just means if I say notch, you cut at an angle. Now crease. Crease is that line that after you fold, that line, there's a line there when you fold the paper. Or even cloth, you find creases on clothes as well. That line is just, that's what they call crease. And sometimes, a lot of times, you want to crease your lines. You want to make a neat, fine line or edge to make your work more presentable. Sentiments are just feelings you write on paper or you write somewhere. For example, happy birthday. You have, there are so many things. Thank you for being my friend. I hope you have a wonderful day. All those things, even on bowls, cups, you can find sentiments. Those are sentiments, just simply what you write. Now, let's go into paper. There are two types of paper I'm going to be using in this class. We have heavyweight paper and lightweight paper. Don't worry, don't sweat it. You don't have to cram this. By the time you start using it, you know them very well. Cardboard, as we normally call it here in Nigeria, is not just cardboard that we use in school. When you feel it, it's heavy, and when you shake it, it doesn't shake lightly, then it's called cardboard. When your packaging boxes like Indomie carton, they are known as cardboard because they are hard. Now, lightweight paper like your A4 paper or your wrapping paper, those are lightweight paper because when you shake them, they are light. There are other forms of lightweight paper, but the ones I'm going to be using mostly in this class is maybe like wrapping paper. Then we have A4 paper. Sometimes I use A4 paper as well. Now, types of glue. There are different types of glue. You have liquid glue and dry glue. I would advise you to go for the liquid glue. The advantage of liquid glue is when you adhere, you put your box together or your paper together. If it doesn't fit well or it doesn't align well, the liquid glue allows you to adjust the paper before it dries. Now, for example, glue stick. If you use glue stick, that's the one, glue gun, it dries fast. Sometimes it might make your work look a bit not nice and bumpy, especially when you put paper. I will advise you to use liquid glue, but if you are comfortable with dry glue, go ahead, it's fine. Remember what I told you about knowing your ruler. You have to know your ruler. It's very important to know your ruler. You have to know your ruler. You can pause this video and answer this question. Which box do you prefer and why? I'll give you a minute pause and answer this question. But I have a feeling I know what your answer will be. You're probably choosing this box here. That's the one with the white cover and yellow main box. Do you know the reason why you prefer this one? I've heard answers like, oh, because there's a bowl, because the person used measurements. All the terms I've taught you earlier before this point is why this box looks better than this other box. The person paid attention to detail, and what's so funny is this person has not done this kind of craft before. In short, the two students have not done this craft before. However, this other person that her work looks so beautiful, paid attention to detail. She scored her line, and when you score, you want to fold and press on that line. That's what gives you this fine edge when you're done with your project. While this person did not, she probably scored, but she didn't press against her fold after scoring. The purpose of scoring is to fold and burnish. Burnish is you press on the fold part that the paper you folded, you push it down, you press it so that it looks good. So by the time you open it up, it's going to look better. By the time we start the project, you're going to know what burnish means and you will understand more. For you to have an excellent finish, you have to combine everything. You score, you crease, you notch, and you have to come with creativity. You have to bring your own creativity to it because I can teach you the basics, but at the end of the day, it's going to be your masterpiece. These are the things we're going to be making in this class, inshallah, if time permits. You'll be required to display all your work. You send me your work. And it's important as you finish a project, once you're done with a particular project, please send me pictures of what you have done. See what you have done so far and if there's need for correction. And if it's fine, hey, I'm going to commend you. I love commending and I love crafts. So thank you for being patient so far. Alhamdulillah, I hope you're going to have a good time in this class. I hope you're looking forward to our time together. Now, as I said, I'm going to repeat my expectations again. This is a class that is hands-on. It's not a class where you just come and you're just watching. No, you have to do something. You have to create something. That's why you're in this class. You love craft. Inshallah, you love craft and you're going to. So I'll just read through or I give you a minute to go through the expectations again. You can pause the video. That's fine. Remember what embellishments are. They are just decorative detail you add to your boxes or whatever, your books, anything. As long as it's decorative and it makes it look better than just plain, then it's embellishments. Remember, in this class, you're going to come with your tools. Please make sure you come with your tools. Tags. If we're going to make tag, these are the supplies you're going to need in the class for tag making. You're going to need paper, file punch, scissors, and thread. And inshallah, you're going to see a link. I'm going to send a link, or you've already seen the link to how to make the tag. Now, paper bowl. What are the supplies you need to make paper bowl? You just need paper, glue, ruler, bone folder. If you don't have bone folder, remember what I said. You can use those hacks we talked about. Your ruler, your butter knife or table knife. You can use all that. This is just a sample of the link I'm going to be sending to you. Rosette. What are the materials you're going to need or supplies? You need A4 paper. It doesn't have to be A4 paper. It's just I used A4 paper in the picture you're seeing right now. You can use any paper. I'll give you length and measurements sometimes, and sometimes, you know what, go ahead and just do your own thing. Own your project. I'm just here to guide you in making your masterpiece. You're going to need glue, thread. Thread is optional. Ruler, scoring tool. If you don't have glue, you can even use stapler. I'm sure some of you have done this before. And if you have not done it before, hey, it's fine. You're going to learn it here. Tassel. What are you going to need for making tassel? You're going to need thread. You can use cotton thread. That's the one that tailors use in sewing. You can use that one. Just get different colors. However, I'm going to show you how to make tassel from satin ribbon because satin has this smooth look to it. That's why I prefer to use satin. And even you can use knitting wool as well. You need ruler, scissors, and lots of patience, especially if you're using satin ribbon. Now, what can you do with this tassel? You can make embellishments, earrings. Here are samples you can see in my picture. Add it to clothes. Yes, abayas. I've seen abayas that you can add tassel to. I hope this introductory class I hope it's going to be easy for you to come along with us. This is just an introductory class and please practice, watch the video link. If you don't understand, even if it's not during our live session, after class hours, you can send me a message or messages. Thank you.